Are you planning to start a keto diet but wondering if it is safe at all? Are you wondering if there will be negative effects such as hair loss, weakness, or even weight gain? I was on a keto diet for 1 year and I'm going to share with you how the diet has changed my weight, my strength, and my sleep quality. Coming up next. Now, let me set some background as to why I went on the keto diet. I've always been wanting a more toned physique, and I've been eating well. I've been very strict with my eating. I've been counting my macros. I even tried the paleo diet, all in the hopes of trying to achieve a toned physique. For 20 over years, I've been very regular in my workout. I've been very regular in running. And yet, I could not really achieve that toned physique that I see in CrossFitters or I see in my friends. And so, I wanted to try keto diet because I saw how it has worked for one of my friends. When I saw how her body has transformed and how she has lost weight, I told myself, yes, this is what I want to try. In fact, I've been such a perpetual dieter, having another diet really wasn't a big deal to me. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you're just like me, constantly dieting and looking for ways to become fitter, slimmer. And if you are, do let me know if you've tried any diets that have worked for you. Share with me. Now let's talk about my weight. In the first 2 weeks of the keto diet, I actually lost a lot of weight, but they were mainly water weight. I went to the toilet more often, and I knew that this was expected because the moment you reduce your carbohydrate intake, the water retention in the body actually goes down with it because carbohydrates actually store water. And the moment you reduce your carb intake, your water level will reduce as well. And so I saw the rapid weight loss at the beginning of the keto diet. And to reduce any keto flu symptoms. Now, what is keto flu? Keto flu is actually a sensation of tightness and lethargy that sets in the midst of the diet, and to eradicate that or to eliminate that or to reduce that effect, you have to up your sea salt intake. And so that was what I did, and I didn't really experience much keto flu symptoms. However, the weight loss was not sustainable because in order for your body to become a lean, mean, fat-burning machine that opts to burn fat as fuel, your carb intake has to be very low consistently. I think it has got to be lower than 10 grams in your total diet. And this was very difficult because there will be hidden carbs in the sauces, in the condiments, and you could easily overeat your carbohydrates intake just by eating a few more broccoli, a few more cauliflower, and so it's very easy to be out of ketosis. So to be out of ketosis means that your body no longer burns fat as fuel. So I found that it was not sustainable to always be so mindful about the carbohydrate intake, and that my body was often in the gray zone where your body is not too sure whether it prefers to burn fat or glucose. So at the end of the diet, instead of being a lean, mean, fat burning machine, I became a fat storing machine. And so at the end of the diet, I actually increased 6 kg, which was way more than the weight that I have started at the very beginning. Now, let's talk about my strength. Now, the keto diet is not particularly good for those of you who are trying to build and increase your strength. It definitely didn't do much help for my own strength because when I went to the gym, I always felt very tired. I felt very lethargic. Even though I have increased my sea salt level, the diet could not fuel my muscles as well as carbohydrates. And so I wasn't lifting as heavy as before, and I felt the loss of muscle. And so if you're thinking of jumping into the keto diet in the hopes of building strength, do think twice because it didn't really work for me. Next up, I will share with you how the diet affected my sleep quality. If you find the video useful so far, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Now let's talk about my sleep quality. About a month into the diet, I actually felt more focused and I could concentrate better, and this is largely due to the increased level of ketones in my body. However, it affected my sleep quality because my brain was now more stimulated, and so it was harder to get into that sleeping phase. And so after reading up, I found that I needed to take vitamin B supplements before sleep to help me relax. I think it worked and I could sleep better after taking the supplements, but it was not a viable option for me to always be popping pills just before I sleep. So do bear in mind that it could affect your sleep quality, and do take note that the vitamin B could be a very useful tip to help you enter sleep easily. Now back to the question, is the keto diet safe? For me personally, I think it is safe to a certain extent. However, it is definitely too restrictive and not sustainable in the long term, because it was mentally draining to always be counting my macros, to always be making sure that I am not taking more than 10 grams of carbohydrates a day, and that was a little bit too much because I don't want to live a life void of delicious carbohydrates, my creamy key lime pie and my ice cream. I think it would be very sad to live a life void of all this deliciousness around me. If you find the video useful, do hit the like and subscribe button below. Thank you for watching and see you soon.